No Steph, no Draymond. Obs, 128, 117. Pajemski, 18, 15,
There you go,
9.
Pods.
Okay, Jokic finishes with 35, 20, and 12. Obviously, that's going to happen. But Denver's now lost since Jokic's return to the Thunder, Pistons, Knicks, Cavs, Clippers.
Are they a worse team?
And now the Warriors. I'm gonna say, you guys, Jokic overrated. Just kidding. I'm not saying that. But it does. We started the show with MVP talks.
No.
Come on, guys.
The guy had 35, 20, and we got
Here's what I'm doing.
12.
All I'm saying is Cade, well, I'm like the pro Cade person. That just means that Cade should automatically at least be above Jokic. Can we agree with this?
After this, yeah.
I don't even think it's an MVP conversation to me. Like, we can't have both. We can't talk about how strong the West is and how strong the East is starting to become.
That's true.
And then we have teams that not having success. Like, nobody is dominating anybody right now. So if we're going to say that the Nuggets or even Jokic is overrated, we're going to have to make a case for a lot of different guys because, basically from 3 all the way to 7, all of these teams in the Western Conference pretty much have identical records. That should tell you about the strength of scheduling, the strength of the conferences, and all of those things. And nobody said that Denver was immune to those problems, right? Like, so they're running to teams' best shots, especially when you're coming into a game with a guy that can go get 30 and 20 any given night. You're going to get team's best punch, even though you're not the defending champion. And so I just think it's a matter of good basketball being played around the league. Nothing other than that.
And also, no Aaron Gordon, no Peyton Watson.
Just a positive person.
That is such a positive answer.
Peyton Watson's been one of the hottest players in the NBA. He didn't play last night. Aaron Gordon.
Let me find something crazy to say. All right.
Yeah, work on that one.
This team is not whole. When they are whole,
That's
they're
fair.
dangerous. And again, there's going to be bumps and bruises along the way for every single team. There's going to be ups and downs. This team is going to go through that as well. But we can't sit here. The guy had 35, 20, and 12.
I know, but we just said it's not about their personal stats.
I know.
It's
I'm
about
just saying, we can't even go down that road.
I'm going down.
They're on
that
a
road.
slide and haven't moved an inch.
Yeah,
They've been
fine.
consistently in third place all season.
First of all, you guys know that Nikola Jokic is my second favorite player in this league. Okay, so for me to say this is a pretty big deal, and I still think.
Does Wemby one?
Of course, Cade Cunningham should be above
Is Cade
Jokic.
3?
Cade's 3. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty transparent. Let's be honest here.
But also, I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
And if somebody was to argue with you on the other side of the other flip of the coin, I think that would be fair to say.
Actually, no, it wouldn't. It'd be wrong, and I'd walk away from that argument. I don't want to hear it. Aaron Gordon, as we all know, seems to be a bit of the heart and soul. He's been out, the hamstring injury. Maybe March is what we're looking at. What do you expect when he comes back?
I mean, like you just said, he is the heart and soul of this team. He gives them such a different look where they can go small ball, play him at 5. They can go bigger and play him at the 4. He's such a versatile player. You can play through him. He can set the screen. He is kind of that glue guy that just makes them that much better. We know how good Jokic is. You know he's going to get his numbers. Jamal Murray, first-time All-Star, he's going to be consistently scoring 20, 25, 30 points a game. But when you get that 28 and 6 from Aaron Gordon, and that's what Peyton Watson's kind of been doing in his absence. They're just that much better. That provides their bench, to go less deep and to have that main 6, 7 guys play. Christian Brown's now back as well for a while now. So this team is fully getting healthy. I think they're going to be just fine. But yes, they are a much better basketball team with a healthy Aaron Gordon.
Lou, this is weird. So Warriors fans have been suggesting that the team should shut Steph Curry down. Mind you, they're in 8th right now for the rest of the season, and Kerr's response to that was basically, hey, we're still playing for a lot. So,
Hey,
it's
Warriors
weird.
fans, be careful what you ask for. We talk about a 37-year-old man,
Yeah.
and if you want him to sit out the rest of the season, be very mindful of how much more basketball that you can possibly see of Steph Curry. And also what Coach Kerr just said, there's a lot of meaningful basketball to be played. So we've gotten into this culture of we're not going to win a championship, shut it down. No, it's about building good habits.
Crazy.
It's about showing young guys good habits, and it's about just doing your job. And I know this isn't something that Steph Curry has asked for himself, and these are the fans talking, and so I won't criticize him for this particular take. But be careful what you ask for. We're talking about a guy that's in the latter stages of his career, and it's a lot of good basketball to be played. We want to see Steph Curry on the floor as much as possible. So no, you never know. If you have a puncher's chance, you have a chance, and they do. They're still in the running to make a playoff slot, and that gives you an opportunity. If you have Steph Curry in uniform, it gives you an opportunity. So I don't know where they get off
That's
on this
wild.
idea of shutting him down for the rest of the season because of what? Because you're not having a perfect season?
You don't think you can win it all?
but
Yeah, that sounds ridiculous to me.
That's the problem with today's games. Like, what message would that send to the young guys in that locker room? Like, hey, we're not the favorite to win a championship, so let's sit down our Steph Curry, our All NBA, every All World player, and what? Just be okay with losing, just accepting losing because you're not the favorite to win a championship. I hate that, and especially this team with young guys like
With a win like
Paz
last
and
night,
Will
too.
Richard and Moody. Like, those guys are still developing habits and trying to get a name for themselves in this league. You don't just shut down Steph Curry because you're not the favorite to win. That is soft.
It's not like, it's not a 22-year-old who's
However,
salvaging.
these are fans talking.
Yeah.
They don't know no better.
But you know what, though?
They
It
see
is.
that
I do like
draft. They
hearing
see that
it.
monster
These are
top
fans
6
talking. They don't know
draft
any
picks
better.
coming.
So
You're not gonna
let's
get that.
so let's not criticize Coach Kerr or Steph about this.
No,
These are
nothing to do with them.
yeah,
I'm saying
nothing to do
that
with them.
whole
I am the
thought
spokesperson for the
process.
fans, and
that
I think
thought
that's
process is whack.
Yeah, that's
it
silly.
is. Fans,
and
come
I'm
on
not
now. We're
I'm
better.
not sure how much of a fan of running back Steph Curry is, but he is watching. He did say some nice things to me this All-Star weekend about what we were doing. So shout out
Is
to
that
the guy.
right? Look at us.
Shut Steph down? Are we seriously saying those words out loud right now? Dub Nation, I need you locked in for this one, because what started as a whisper on social media just exploded into a national debate. After the Warriors beat the Denver Nuggets 128-117 without Steph Curry, without Draymond Green, after proving they still have fight, still have structure, still have pride, the conversation the next morning wasn't, wow, what a win. It was, maybe they should shut Steph down for the season. What? Let's slow this down. You just watched Golden State take down a contender. You watched young guys step up. You watched ball movement, spacing, confidence. You watched Jokic put up 35, 20, and 12 and still walk off with a loss. And somehow the takeaway is to wave the white flag? One analyst said it perfectly. Calling for a shutdown is soft. And that word hit hard. Because this isn't about load management. This isn't about a back-to-back in January. This is about mentality. This is about identity. Since when did not the favorite become pack it in? If Steph Curry is healthy enough to play, you play him. Why? Because as long as number 30 is in uniform, you have a chance. Not a guarantee, not a promise, a chance. And in the NBA, that's everything. We've seen this story before. Underdog Warriors, doubt, media counting them out, and then Steph catches fire for 2 weeks, and suddenly nobody wants to see them in a series. That's not fantasy, that's documented history. And let's talk about timing. This shutdown talk came after a win that showed depth, after a win that showed growth from the young guys, after a win that showed the system still works. If anything, that game proved the Warriors are building something, not collapsing. So what message does it send to the locker room if you shut him down? To Moses Moody, fighting for consistency, to the young rotation guys trying to build playoff habits, to the veterans grinding through a brutal Western Conference. The message would be, we don't believe. That's not Warriors basketball. And let's address the emotional side nobody wants to admit. Steph is 37. You don't have 10 more years of this. You don't even have 5 guaranteed. Every season with him at this level is a gift, and fans are casually saying save him for next year. Next year is not promised. Injuries aren't predictable. Windows don't reopen on command. Dynasties don't politely extend themselves. If the Warriors are within striking distance, you compete, you develop, you fight, you give yourself that puncher's chance. Because sometimes a puncher's chance turns into a nightmare matchup for somebody else. And here's what the national debate really revealed. People still fear what Steph represents. They wouldn't be talking about shutting him down if he didn't matter. They wouldn't debate it if he wasn't still capable of swinging a series. The very fact that it's controversial proves he's still dangerous. So now I'm asking you directly, are you riding with Steph until the wheels fall off? Or are you ready to fold because the road looks hard? Are the Warriors done, or are they still dangerous? Drop your take in the comments right now. I want fire. I want honesty. I want real Dub Nation energy. If you believe that as long as Steph Curry laces them up, Golden State has a shot, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're rocking with this team through every narrative swing. Because if people think the Warriors are just going to quietly step aside, they clearly haven't been paying attention.